Hi everyone, Chelsea Neese here, and today I am going to do my very first book review. Alright, so the book I'm going to do today is called You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. So I picked this book up from the library a little bit ago, and so I've been working on it for a while. It's a very easy read, but I'm the kind of person I read 5 books at one time. So it takes a little bit to get through. But one of the best parts about this book when doing that is that pages are broken up like this. Like you have little quotes here, you have bold here, and every page is like that. So if you get interrupted, bookmark it right back to the same spot. And it's not, I need to find my page. It's let me get to this little slot where the font changes, and then I can put my bookmark and go on. This book is divided into 5 different parts, which I think are very, very helpful. The first part is how you got this way. Kind of talks about how we got our limiting self-beliefs and where our thoughts actually come from and how to start rewiring those. Number 2 is how to embrace your inner badass. Number 3 is how to tap into the mother load. Number 4 is how to get over your BS already. BS is going to be the big snooze, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then 5 is how to kick some ass. Oh, thank you. So, very good book. Very well laid out. I like that each chapter starts with a quote. I'm a very big quotes person, especially to see the quotes from the greats of the world like Albert Einstein and Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's really nice to see that. Second, I love that she has a step-by-step process for basically every chapter in here. There's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, how to go about changing these kinds of things in your life. And she talks about a wide variety of things, such as limiting self-beliefs and money and relationships and goal setting and things like that. So she goes over quite a few things and gives you the actual steps for what to do after you're ready to take the first one and after you're ready to make some action. So I really enjoyed that. Something that I wanted to talk about that was in the book that I think is very, very important, and it's in chapter 4, and it's talking about the big snooze. And basically the big snooze, for those of you who ever had a psychology class, is the ego. But you always heard of Sigmund Freud and the ego and the I and all that, but the ego is not really just that big, I'm flexing around my muscles and look at me, I'm so cool. That's not just the ego. And I'll talk about that in a second because it relates back to finding your true self. So the big snooze, or your ego, or BS, is your false self. It's the part of you that's acting like a weenie, who self-sabotages, and who basically is the main cause of suckage for your life. All right, it's the thing that stops you within yourself from going for what you know your unlimited potential can reach. All right, this operates on your limiting self-beliefs, and in here she says the big snooze operates according to your limiting false beliefs. This is the garbage that was stuffed into your subconscious as a kid and doesn't ring true for you, as well as the decisions you made about yourself that are less than flattering or empowering. It gets validation from outside sources. It is reactive, fear-based, and extremely committed to keeping you safely confined in the overall reality you've created based on these limiting false beliefs, otherwise known as your comfort zone. So I'm pretty sure we've all seen the picture of the 2 circles, and you have your comfort zone, and then you have where the magic happens. Now, obviously, they're not intertwined. That's because your comfort zone is your false self. It's where you're comfortable, it's where you're not making progress, you're not making change, you're not really doing anything, and that's obviously not where the magic happens. Okay, so your false self, your ego, your big snooze, your comfort zone, all of this isn't going to get you where you want to go. So then she talks about your true self, and that's going to be where the magic happens, all right? So the true self, or your higher self, or your superhero self, or your non-BS self, on the other hand, is the part of you that operates according to your connection to source energy. I don't know if you believe in the universe, if you believe in God, whatever you believe in, that is your source energy that gives you life. And obviously, we are all connected to something. So it gets validation from within, and loving and trusting yourself and feeling right. It's proactive. It's love-based. It's committing to creating a reality of limitless potential. as soon as you wake up from the big snooze. All right? Here's the thing that gets a little tricky about that. So yes, you decide that you're going to be yourself and you're going to go out there and you're going to do what you want to do and you're going to be super proactive about your life. You're going to go for it. All right? Here's where it gets a little sticky. Everyone else is still a big snooze. They're not awake yet. Not everyone. Most people are not awake yet to realizing that they don't have to do most of the things that they do if they're willing to take a risk. And so those people who get out of the big snooze and start living their truth and start living their true selves, they get a little backlash. And here's where I want to go into this. It says, very few people are even aware of what's available, however, because we live in a fear-based society that loves to get all up nippity and towards people who wake up from the big snooze, blast out of their comfort zone, and follow their hearts into the great unknown. Oftentimes, taking great leaps of faith is labeled as irresponsible, selfish, or insane, until, of course, you succeed, and then you're brilliant. This is because watching someone else totally go for it can be incredibly upsetting to the person who has spent a lifetime building a solid case for why themselves they can't do it. Most of you have probably seen The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. Or the quote that says, if you have a dream, go for it. Don't ever let anyone stand in your way, not even me. Period. Go get it. And that's what he's talking about here. He's talking about not letting the people who are asleep continue to hold you down in your awakeness, because you right here watching this video have a very special reason for being on this earth, and there is a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you were born at this very time on this planet where you're at. You're that special. And so you have these gifts that you are supposed to give the world if you wake up. You have to wake up and realize that you don't have to work a 9 to 5 that you hate, that you don't have to live, eat, and breathe just to pay bills. There are more things out there for you, but you have to put your trust in that source energy that you learn about in this book, and which is incredible. I've always been a believer of God, but I also believe in the universe, and I didn't realize that they were the same thing. But it's a wonderful realization to know that God, the universe, whatever I want to call it, has my back, and it's going to help me build. But to be awake, you have to realize that, because you're a co-creator. Instead of being asleep and just listening to what society tells you to do and go to your terrible job that you hate and work for a vacation 1 week out of 52 weeks of the year. Like, that's not how we were meant to be. And this book helps you open and realize that potential, all right? It helps you identify your self-sabotaging beliefs and limiting powers that hold you back. It helps you get better in relationships and understand other people a little bit better. It helps you understand how to get the money that you want and things like that. So it's very, very helpful. And she does give you the insights of just how we were talking earlier about the ego being that person that has big muscles and is all in your face. That's their ego doing that for their inferiority. All right? Because they're not showing their true selves, because being a true self and to who you are and a love-based feeling would be humility, not arrogance. All right? So understand that those are fear-based actions. Just like if you get bullied as a kid by another kid, it's not you. They're not technically mad at you. They just need that power trip. All right? So yes, people are going to walk away from you when you're awake, and people are going to do things that are different, and people are going to change, and you're going to have to change the people who are in your lives because they're not going to grow with you. You're going to grow apart, and it's difficult, but it's totally worth it to get to your true self and to your unlimited potential. And this book helps you do that. It helps you stop doubting all the bullshit in the world that we've been fed for years and years and years, and helps you get to a point of being able to start truly living the best life that you can. All right, so I'm going to end on that note. It is definitely a book to read. It is an easy read. It's a nice read. And you will gain so much from about every page from this book if you read it. All right, guys. So if you have a book that you'd like to recommend me to read, I'm very into personal development books. If you have a book I should read, please post it in the comments below. Follow me on Facebook, Chelsea Meese or Chelsea Meese Fitness, or Instagram, KYGirlChelsea. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.